Okay, hi guys. This is all about conference and why it is so important. Um, Liz and I actually met for the first time at conference, so that's a fun fact. Conference is life changing. I have been twice now, and both times I have walked away more inspired than I knew was possible. There is something about being in a room of 25,000 people. Last year, it almost hit 30,000 distributors, all people who know exactly what this business can offer and have the same mindset as you. There's no one in there who thinks this can't work, the products suck, whatever. Every negative thing you hear all day, every day as you're messaging people, it's 3 days where none of that happens. Instead, you just hear how these people have changed everything. For me, my favorite part is finding someone who's like me. A lot of times, the people who have the big stories are people who, sold their couch to buy their ticket or buy their starter kit, and then now they're millionaires, or people who went from bankrupt to this. But last year there was people who were like me. They didn't have nothing, but they knew they wanted more. There was single women who made it to the top. Things that you can connect with. There's different panels. A lot of the tips that you guys ask, how do you know that? Where did you find that? We learn it there. It's things that you just gain from talking to people. There's those panels, there's the Zooms, but just being with the team. We did power hours by the lake, and we had Food Network marathons. I introduced the girls to guys' grocery games, which is amazing. Just all these different places that you can go and be a part of and meet people from around the world. All 23 countries will be represented, so you can learn how to market to the international business. What is different about this mind in a Spain distributor than someone from America? Like, what is that difference? So that's for me. Liz, what did conference do for you?
I'm also like Sabrina. I've been twice. The year before that, I was already in the business, but I had like just joined, so I didn't know like how life changing conference was gonna be. So I just did like the pay per view, which is what they had that year. If you didn't go, you could like pay to watch it, like live stream. And I did that because I was like, it's not gonna be that big. Like I didn't understand what a big deal it was gonna be like or all that kind of stuff. And the whole time that I was watching the live stream, I was like so mad at myself that I didn't go. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm missing out. Like, this is insane. I can't believe I didn't go. And like, I promised myself after that that I was going to go the next year. And I'm so glad I did. The biggest thing for me is definitely like hearing people's stories. And like Sabrina said, like being surrounded by people that are like, all are, I think somebody actually said this at conference, like, we're all drinking the same Kool Aid. Like, we're all like, we all have this excitement about the business. We get it. Like we understand what a big deal it is. And I really like some kind of like a fear that I had. I remember the first year that I went was like it's gonna feel weird like seeing so many people around me because it's gonna make me feel like everybody does it works. But no, it's the exact opposite feeling. It's like wow, all these people do it and all of us can be successful because look at all the people that are on stage right now talking about how they were successful. You know, it's not like five people, it's like tons and tons of people that are going up on stage and saying like I did it, I was successful with this business, whatever the circumstances, whether it was like Sabrina was saying like they sold their couch to get their starter kit or you know they just had you know some extra cash laying around and did the business or they saved up money from babysitting or whatever the circumstances, like anyone can do that. And I think that's like the biggest thing about conference, it really like fires you up in that way. And it's just these like 3 days of just like constant positivity, constant like feeling like you can do this and knowing that you can do this. And there is nothing like being in that room when a new product is announced
Oh, yeah.
or when promotions and bonuses are announced. There is no like watching it online, it's not the same feeling. It's just not. It's and like I know they live stream a lot of stuff, but it's just not the same feeling. Not to mention that what happens inside the arena is like only a fraction of what makes conference so special. Because the majority of it really is being able to be with your teammates. For me, I'm like totally out of, or like I'm super far from anybody on my team, anybody in my upline at all. So conference is really the only time that I get to see my presidential, that I get to see anyone from my team. Like even people in my downline or in my upline, like directly, I don't see any of them except for that one time at conference. So that time is so special because you really like bond in a way that you can't otherwise. You know, you like stay up till 2 o'clock in the morning watching guys groceries or like doing power hours or just doing like insanity. And it's a really special experience. And the past few years have really each time that I've been, it's just been so amazing. And like every time I go, I'm like I'm so glad I came, and I'm 100% going next year. Like you just you need to be there, you need to feel it.
It's definitely, if you're a kid who grew up like going to church camp or something, that high that you get there,
Yeah.
where everyone feels the exact same thing as you, they're learning the exact same thing at the exact same time, and you just get that like, I have to go out and work. Like we would spend all day in training, and then we would leave and be like, we gotta go send a million messages. Like everybody needs what we have. I mean, like, some of you are going to be watching this. Like, we signed you guys the month after conference because we were on that fuel. Like, we were talking like 3 weeks after we got back from conference. And we're like, this girl has to join my team because she's so much like this girl. Like, everything that we felt at conference was really there. And this last year, actually, they didn't do the pay-per-view that Liz was talking about from her first year. They'd only did limited lives on Facebook, which, by the way, the Amalie Arena has the worst Wi-Fi in the world. It's awful. So even though if you like physically cannot make it, we will try and share stuff in our team page. It will be delayed. Like there is no instant gratification because we're going to be invested in what's happening right that moment. But also, like, the Wi-Fi, everything goes against us. I mean, you have to imagine, like, 25,000 people on fire for Christ. There is a worship service. And on fire for their business. Like, Satan is after that room. He is going to do anything in his power to stop it. But there's 25,000 people against him. And we're going to win. I pulled up some stats from last year. Last year's conference, 72% of people who attended conference promoted within 3 months after conference. 85% of people who went to conference who had lost rank before conference gained back at least one level in those 3 months. So 85% of people were gaining back rank and then promoting. 72% of people were just promoting. That is insane numbers. You are investing not only in yourself, but your future team. When we tell you to like challenge, what's your why? Why is your why important? Doing those important little tasks, it builds up to this bigger piece because you can't accomplish that without investing in yourself. Rachel Hollis always says it best is, if you always are focused on pouring to other people, eventually your vase is going to lay down and there's no more water. But if you stand tall and get filled up as much as possible, you can't help but overflow. No container will hold you all. And that's what conference is. It gives you that ability to overflow for the year to come. Yeah, there's little events in between, OTOMs, which are now called Triets, green carpet, things like that will happen throughout the year, but all of them are just like pieces of the puzzle that make conference. It is an insane experience. With that, we also know it comes at a cost. Compared to most businesses, this is the most affordable conference you will ever hear of. If you went to like conferences in high school, things like that, tournaments that were away for the weekend, you know what expenses are like. Uh, for this conference, it is a write-off though. So if you've made more than $500 in 2018, you're going to have to pay taxes for It Works. But if you go to conference, you can almost balance out all of your expenses for the year. So with that said, what we're looking at for price, I overestimated here. And this is based on prices that we paid last year and inflation and things like that. I used all of my pricing skills. So this is great numbers, but there's always possibilities for it to be less. I just want you always to plan for the big bucks and then be excited about what you save instead of planning for low and being short money. So conference is usually the end of January, early February. We won't know those exact dates until probably mid-September, early October. And then tickets go on sale in October, and they usually sell out within the first week. And they get more expensive each day. So the first day is the cheapest with the best benefits. And then every day after that, it gets more expensive. So for ticket, you're going to want to plan for $304. That will cover the base ticket and the premium. I know people think premium sounds like a waste of extra money. It is so worth it. My first year, no premium. I spent my days in the nosebleeds. Second year, premium, I was in the second row. Second row, y'all. Like, ambassadors had to walk in front of me to get to where they were going. It is such a cool experience. You have reserved seats, bonus lines, things like that, and it's only $75 more than the base ticket. So worth it to not be running around. Liz didn't have premium last year. Will you be getting it this year?
I think so. I want to.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to leave my downline by themselves. So it'll depend on them.
Fair. I will be up close and personal. I feel like I have to soak in from the people who are right next to me. All of you know what my leader is a triple. One of my sidelines is a triple. All of my presses. We have, in my direct upline, we have 1 triple, 2 presidentials, and 3 ambassadors between, 4, because we're under the Duns. So all of them are on the ice. It's a ice skating arena if it's in the same venue. Yeah, so they're on the floor, but it's like ice with like a little paper over it. So they're up close, and they can sit in premium or on the floor. So they come and sit with us sometimes. Okay, so $304 is what you're averaging for ticket. In the past, they've had a payment plan where you were able to pay half of the ticket in October and half of it in December. They usually, was it December or November?
I think it was end of November.
End of November, okay. Yeah, they try and go around commission days. So tickets usually go on sale the 16th of October. And then it's like November 16th around that, so that you can use your commission check.
Yeah.
Flight from DFW is pretty damn cheap. So all of my Texas girls were very lucky that it's going to be under $200. I paid $150 last year. Liz, I think yours was pretty cheap, right?
Mine was cheap too, yeah. And I fly into that area all the time, and you're always like, if you look for it and you like look ahead, like don't wait till the last second to find your flight, you can find a good price flight for sure.
And what we did last year was we bought 2 one-way tickets because it was cheaper than buying one round trip.
Yeah.
Your ticket you have as long as you want to buy it. So do not worry about this expense by October. You could wait and have girls on my sideline had it as Christmas gifts. They asked for Christmas gifts of Southwest gift cards. and they put them together and bought their ticket in January. For those of you using this as a tax write-off, you have to buy everything in 2018 to be a write-off on 2018 taxes, or if you wait till 2019, it'll be write-offs for next year. So just factor in that when you're trying to figure out how you're working your business. And then the expensive part is the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
So I will be there for sure the day before conference, and I leave the day after conference. All of you know how I have high anxiety and stress about tardiness. So I cannot accept the idea of flying in the same day I have to be at an event. We flew in Wednesday last year, and girls' flights were so delayed on Thursday that some of them like missed check-in. They couldn't get there for the conference is usually Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Yeah. So we flew Wednesday and Sunday. Cheaper days to fly. We figured it out last year with flying an extra night early and paying an extra night of hotel. We paid $5 less than the girls who came in on Thursday. So it still worked out with how much we saved on our flights. And it gives us that extra break.
Always cheaper Wednesday. They always are.
Yes. And we were able to, like, Thursday we all woke up and, like, had breakfast together, and there was no lines when we, like, registered. Liz and I went to the property the night before and, like, got a bunch of pictures that we would have never gotten if we had tried to take them with 25,000 other people.
Exactly, yeah.
And we were able to, like, walk around. We figured out where the entrances were. It was kind of like prepping for the first day of school. We knew where everything was. Yeah. So we'll probably both be doing that because it just saved us so much money and a lot of stress.
Yeah.
So with that, my guesstimate, this is on the high end. This is countering in taxes, fees, average pricing. Tampa is a destination of visiting. It's on the water. Mm-hmm. So hotels and everything tend to be pricier. I'm guessing it's going to be about, I'm not going to do this since I'm not going to be that nerdy, $404. If you want the exact number, it's $403.58 is my average pricing. And that would be rooms of 4 girls.
Yeah.
So if people bring their spouses, if your spouse wants to be a part of this trip, your expenses are going to be a little bit higher than the average person because you're paying for a whole room, things like that. Your spouse can go to conference even if they're not a distributor. It's called a spouse ticket, and they just partner you. And whatever you pick as your ticket, they get the exact same partnership. Okay, so Liz and I were actually talking, and if we get girls who are sure they want to come, so if you're watching this recording, please comment if you think that you are going to be one of them coming with us. And we could also do an Airbnb possibility. Mm-hmm. We would be a little bit further, so we'd probably be adding Uber cost, Lyft cost, but divided by people, and have a kitchen so we can cook instead of eating out, things like that. Mm-hmm. If we did that, based on what I'm looking at current rates, it would be about $250 a person instead of $404. So a good savings there. Plus the kitchen, the added space that brings, things like that. We could even rent a car. Parking at the Amalie is $5 a day. So if we wanted to drive back and forth 2 miles, yeah, it would be very affordable. And then, so I went through my tax receipt file because I'm a nerd and I have all of that saved by month. Last year, between food, shopping, Lyft, we did like a ferry one day. I think all of the like added expenses that happened the week I was there, or the Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Liz went home early, but the other three of us went to the beach for the day, and it was so beautiful. The girls had never been to the beach, so it was really fun for them. Uh, those expenses added up to $258.71. So, which is pretty good for 4 days because we all divided up expenses in our suitcases. So we each brought breakfast stuff. We had our coffee. What else was in our room?
Yeah.
Oh, and wine. Wine. We brought wine. So we saved a lot that way by each girl bringing a small amount to put, and we made like a buffet wall on our desk.
A lot of people do that. Like I know a couple years back, my team, we all went, because we all flew in Wednesday night. So that night we went to like, there was like a Walmart like 5 minutes away, and like got a bunch of like snacks and like breakfast and stuff. So there's different things that you can do.
And if we did like an Airbnb, when we got in Wednesday, we would go to a grocery store and be able to get, I mean, we still want to be able to eat out with the team and stuff, but like, yeah, cinnamon rolls for breakfast, that kind of thing. Healthy snacks, foods, anything like that just to save. So you'd be only having like one meal a day. But 260, that included shopping. So that's the It Works store. We shopped at the beach because I collect ornaments, things like that. So this is going to hit you a little hard, but remember, this is the high end and not all the expenses are due up front. But total, all of the conference expenses was $1,120 last year. All that is going to be due in October, if we stay in a hotel and if you do the premium, we're looking at $707. So the way that it works is the day tickets go on sale, the person who books the hotel room and the people who buy their ticket that day, their card is charged instantly. So what we would do when we figure out who's going and how we're going to do rooming, if we're going to do an Airbnb, if we do an Airbnb, we can fit as many people as possible. If we do a hotel room, they will not allow more than 4 people in the room because we have to register each person's name on the itinerary because it's through It Works. So there's that added security and things like that because we get group sales. So hotel is more particular. Airbnb, we can cheat a little and we can fit as many people as possible. So depending on which way we want to go, still Airbnb, we're charged the day we book. So whoever we designate as the booker, everyone will have to have paid that person their portion of the room beforehand. So they announce the expenses about 2 weeks before the tickets go on sale. So they'll give us the dates, then they give the hotel pricing and ticket pricing, and then they go on sale. So we have time to factor all of that. We would each be paying for our ticket ourselves. You could do the one-time fee or the payment plan or whatever options they give this year. That's your $300. And your hotel is going to be $400 or less. No more than $403.58 because Liz and I prepared ourselves in case the dates that I think in my head are the correct dates, we have a backup plan. So that would be $707 in October. My guess is that it's about 8 weeks from today that your card would be charged. So if you factor $100 a week that you're saving, that you could do babysitting, wrap cash, your commission checks, whatever it is that it looks like in your household, you want to be doing that now so that it's not as much of a burden then. A lot of people think, oh, I'll just do it then, and they take all from one paycheck or something. I don't want this to be, this is something you want to do and you should do anything in your power to get there, but you shouldn't make yourself have a hurt, like waiting for payday kind of situation.
Yeah.
It's better to pace it out now.
And plan it out.
Plan it out, yeah. So fast start bonuses, great way to get this money. 7 teammates covers your cost in October. 7 sounds like a lot. That's 3 in this month. Okay, so 3 in August, 4 in September. Not that hard. That's once a week. Still sounds crazy for a lot of people. Go for 3 distributors and hitting that next rank. So 3 distributors and going executive. That gives you $300 in fast start bonuses plus a $200 paycheck as executive. That's $500 towards your $700. And that's not, so you do some wrap cash in there. Use those wrap rewards you're getting. Shopping sprees, use those to buy wraps. You guys know I pay my electricity bill in wraps every month. I'm all about the wrap cash. And I already have my little, I'll start my box tomorrow. And I'll send you guys a photo. I'll make one this weekend. I always have one called the conference cash box. And anything I get, I throw in there. Financial planning tip I learned a long time ago watching the Rachel Ray show was never use a $5 bill. Anytime you get $5, like a $5 bill and change, put it in that box and never touch it. No one feels hurt on $5, but you'd be surprised how often you get it back in change. If you put that in the box, the average person will save over $1,000 a year just in $5 increments. Every time you spend cash and you get $5 back, just put it in the box. And that is insane when you think about a wrap is $25. Keto coffee, I sell for $5. It's very easy to add up those cash. I think whatever we do in September for points and things like that will be around wrap cash in some way. Something to do with that. Give some extra incentive. Anything you have to add, Liz?
No, I think, like, if anything, it's really kind of an incentive to remember, like, you have 2 commissions checks between now and, like, when we think
Yes.
it's be on sale on what's happened the past few years. So you have 2 commissions checks. So today is August 23. You still have, what, 7-8 days to make your paycheck that much bigger in September. And then in September, you can work that whole month to grow your paycheck even just a little bit more for October.
Yes.
So like, keep that in mind as you're, like, doing your task list and stuff. That is a chance for you to grow your commissions check and, like, just have that go towards your conference experience. So, but yeah, really, like, planning ahead is the biggest thing. And remember that big number that Sabrina mentioned, it's not all at once. Like, that's just everything all together. You just have to have a portion of it together by October to make sure that you can get in before it sells out.
Yeah. And like we're saying, so the 700, we'll just say 700 flat. Let's make it easier. 700 is what you're working towards by October 16th. Flight can wait. The food expenses, shopping, all of that, that's in February or January, whenever conference is. Use your tax refund. That's what I did last year.
Your January commissions check.
Christmas money.
Yeah.
Whatever holiday your family celebrates, whenever your birthday is, put that aside. Because, like I said, if you've made $500 in 2018, which a lot of people on the team have, that means you're going to have to file your 1099 for taxes. If you can write it all off and end your, zero out for the year, you get a vacation in Tampa, Florida, a girls' trip where you're paid to go to an island area. Like, what? We're getting paid to go to a beach. And then you make money while you're there. because residual income means that we're getting paid even though we're not working for 3 days. Although we end up working really hard for those 3 days, and I'm still getting paid on work I did those 3 days.
Exactly.
Residual income is amazing. Okay, so 707 is my guesstimate now. And this is 8/23/18. So I'm guessing $707 in 8 weeks. So less than $100 a week is what I'm assuming you need to save for October. Save more, cover that flight, cover those food expenses. But if you are serious about growing your business and becoming whatever that goal amount you wanted to make a month, this is the best thing you can do for your business. I would say there's 3 things that make your business successful. 1, run an auto shipment. Always get yourself commission qualified and being a product of the product. 2, get to an event. Conference is the event. If you can only make one a year, this is the one you need to go to. And 3, doing your simple task. Just by sending a few messages, making a few posts, and sharing. If someone walks around you, they should know what you do. That's it. That's all we do. Show up, try the products, share the products. So 707 in 8 weeks, hopefully less, because this is me picking highest price hotel at today's rates. So that's not including the It Works discount, if we use an Airbnb, things like that. If we have 5 people, I would say we're probably going to use an Airbnb so that we can all be together and save some good money. It'll obviously factor when we figure out details, but that's it, y'all. 8 weeks to raise $700. You can do it. Have a car wash. Make some lemonade. Anything you gotta do.
Get creative.
Get creative. Share your ideas too. Please tell us what's working for you to make extra cash. Is it babysitting? Is it dog sitting? Is it walking the neighbor's dog? Whatever it is, give us those ideas. So 707 in October. Then you'll book your flight whenever you decide. And then food and expenses come while you're there. So 707, all perfect. Okay, bye y'all.